In Florence, Italy, Caterina is really nervous. She's forced to wear a baggy outfit and tosses her hair back. She keeps reminding herself to chill, it's just a deal. When she pulls back the curtain, all the guys are waiting for her. An assistant brings over a stool, telling her to show off her legs. But then he crosses the line and tries to touch her leg.
Keep your hands to yourself, thank you.
Her refusal ticks him off, and he tells her to cooperate a bit more. She obediently raises her left hand to her forehead, pretending to look into the distance. Another assistant starts fussing with her hair. Turns out, Caterina is a model for a life drawing class, and the students are ready to sketch. Just then, Master Giancarlo walks in and tells the students, "Today, we're drawing the huntress Diana." His eyesight is sharp, he spots dirt on Caterina's leg immediately, then orders the assistant to clean it up. The assistant just hawks a loogie on a cloth and roughly wipes her leg. Caterina rolls her eyes, knowing he's just getting back at her. The students start drawing, and the master says, "Capture every detail, from head to toe. The top student gets to be my top apprentice." The master's real hard ass. He slams his stick down and barks at one apprentice. "What is this?"
Breasts like flower sacks.
"Redo it." The apprentice's drawing gets snatched away, and he has to start over. The tension in the room thickens. Leonardo watches intently from the sidelines. He glances at the scars on Caterina's arms and back. Caterina turns her head and sees Leonardo staring at her scars all the time. After 2 hours, most of the apprentices finish and leave to fix their work, but then Odex Leonardo isn't drawing her at all. He's sketching a monkey instead. Caterina is fuming. "You think I'm ugly or something? Is that why you're not drawing me?" Leonardo quickly shoots back. "That's not it. The master wants us to draw the perfect goddess, but your scars on your arms and back, you're not a perfect goddess, so I can't draw you." Caterina is so furious that she just shuts down. The next day is the submission day. All the students line up nervously. "Do you dare to turn in a blank page?" The master goes down to check the work and he inspects each one like a hawk. The first student hands in his drawing. The master looks at it and says, "Too fat." Fail. He turns to the second student. "Is this your mom? She looks way too old." Fail.
Apes throwing shit have more talent.
"Get out of my studio." The second student gets kicked out. The third student confidently presents his work. The master glances at it and says, This one's not bad overall. Nice lines. Decent shape, but you didn't put any heart into it. Go think about it." When it's Leonardo da Vinci's turn for the check, the assistant grabs his drawing, and the master sees the first page is blank and the second one too. "Seriously, are you messing with me? You're turning in a blank paper."
Are you mocking me?
Leonardo's voice shakes as he says,
"I couldn't find the inspiration."
The master's fuming and shoots back. "Maybe if you slept in a sewer, you'd find some inspiration. Get your assignment done by tomorrow, or don't even think about coming back here." Meanwhile, Caterina comes back to the studio. She wants to keep modeling but gets stopped by the assistant. "We don't need you anymore. I found another model who's okay with me touching her legs, and she doesn't have any scars." They bring in a new model who immediately shows her upper body for everyone to draw. Caterina feels crushed and turns to leave. As she storms out, she bumps into Leonardo. Caterina is furious. "Did you tell them I have scars on my back? Now I've been fired." Leonardo quickly defends himself. "I didn't say anything. I'd pay double to draw you again." Seeing that Leonardo seems honest, Caterina decides to take him to her place. Leonardo hesitates, thinking it might be inappropriate for a guy and a girl to be alone in a room. But he agrees since he needs to get his assignment done. After they settle up, Caterina poses.
"I'm Leonardo."
Caterina.
Leonardo tells her to just sit there and show her shoulder. Leonardo da Vinci is so broke that he thinks about stealing just to get some paint for his colorful artwork. One late night, he sneaks into the studio to swipe some of the master's pigments. Inside, he finds the master letting out a deep sigh. Leonardo approaches and asks what's wrong. The master confesses he's stuck on a big problem. He's been commissioned to lift an 18-ton cross to the top of a church. If he pulls it off, fame and fortune will be his. He wanted to make a name for himself, but when he sketched out the design, he realizes it's going to be a tough challenge. The weight is just too much. The arm can only lift part of it, and it can't reach the top or rotate into place. Plus, the scaffolding can't handle the load. It could collapse at any moment. The master's reputation is on the line. He tells Leonardo to go home and go some sleep. If he can't figure it out, how can a guy who isn't even an apprentice? Leonardo watches the candle's smoke drift up, and it hits him. What if the iron ball could float like that? He rushes to the master's room and sketches out his own design. Leonardo da Vinci is a physics genius. He adds 4 circles to the design, removes the foundation, and adds a set of ropes on the left while adjusting the angles. He works all night, and by morning, the master looks at the plan, completely shocked. His hands are shaking as he mutters, "This can't be real. Why didn't I think of this?" A genius, absolutely a genius. The master then prepares to build according to the new plan. Finally, it's the day to raise the cross. A crowd of dignitaries gathers below. The 18-ton round cross starts to rise. There are 12 pulley systems up top to reduce the load, and now just 2 people can lift it. The cross reaches 164 feet high, but now it has to move horizontally. That's the crucial part. The master is especially nervous. He's betting his whole career on this. The students quickly start working the big lever while the 2 men keep pushing. The cross begins to slide. 33 feet, 26 feet, 16 feet. Leonardo watches anxiously from the ground. Hurry up. If this takes too long, the scaffolding will collapse. The cross moves over the scaffolding. Just 10 feet away, the nobles grows tense. If it falls, people could get hurt. Finally, the cross reaches right above the church. 4 men gather at the top to catch it, lifting it onto their shoulders. The cross is successfully placed atop the church, and the crowd erupts into cheers. They did it, that's amazing, and they made history. The master will be remembered for this moment, but deep down, he knows it's not truly his achievement. Leonardo is thrilled too. This was all his design. But then trouble is brewing. Leonardo gets kicked out of the studio. It turns out he sneaks back in at night to steal some paint, and gets caught by the master. The master gives him a chance to explain, but Leonardo doesn't mention the design. He simply says he wants to create the perfect artwork. So, he's sent packing, and it's the assistant who reports him. The next day, Caterina hears about Leonardo getting fired and is furious. Do you have any idea how talented Leonardo is? She decides to show the master a painting Leonardo did of her. When the master sees it, he's completely stunned. The painting looks 99% like her, so lifelike it's even better than his own work. He realizes there's a hidden gem among his students. The master rushes to find Leonardo, who's washing his face, feeling hopeless about his future. When he sees the master approaching, he quickly wipes his face dry. The master humbly asks, "Did you draw the design for the cross?"
Yes, they were.
The master nods in satisfaction. "Come with me."
You will be my first apprentice.
Leonardo is overjoyed and follows him back, a renewed sense of purpose igniting in his chest. Soon after, the master gets another commission to create a piece for the Church of San Savino. He plans to paint the baptism of Christ and invites Leonardo to work on it with him. You know how those little angels painted in the church? The master begins teaching Leonardo. Starting with the first lesson on light, there are 3 types of light. The first is direct light, like the sunlight or candlelight streaming through the windows. The second is diffuse light. If you place a cloth in front of the candle, you can see the shadows. Understanding how light and dark blend seamlessly is what truly tests a painter's skill. The third type is just light itself. The master takes Leonardo to look outside, explaining that he spent his whole life trying to capture the beauty of a fleeting moment. The second lesson focuses on the birth of color. The master mixes yellow and blue paint together, and it transforms into a rich olive green. The third lesson is hands-on. They head to the Church of San Savino, where the master has already completed most of the painting, leaving the hardest part, a little angel for Leonardo to finish. As Leonardo looks at the sketch of the angel, he hesitates. Just before he starts, he closes his eyes, trying to envision what the angel truly looks like. To his surprise, the face that comes to mind is Caterina's. Inspired, he grabs a rag and wipes away the sketch, then begins to paint the angel as he envisions it. He works from dawn to dusk and then from dusk to dawn, detailing every aspect of the angel. Finally, he puts the finishing touches on it. The master has been watching from behind, and it's clear that Leonardo has surpassed his teacher. A proud smile spreads across the master's face. On the day of the unveiling, Leonardo stands beside the master, filled with anticipation. This is Leonardo da Vinci's first big piece, and when it's unveiled, the crowd erupts in tearful applause. Everyone is enchanted by the painting, especially the angel section. It's simply stunning. Even Duke Ludovico Sforza offers Leonardo a job with double the salary and a private studio, but Leonardo declines. He can't betray his master. The Duke warns him that once he turns down this opportunity, there may never be another chance. Still, Leonardo stands firm in his decision. Seeing Leonardo getting all the praise doesn't sit well with the assistant. He had been the one most likely to become the first apprentice, and now he's lost that spot to Leonardo. After getting him kicked out over the paint incident, he didn't expect Leonardo to come back with a reputation. The assistant strikes again when a male model stops Leonardo to chat about painting. As they arrive home, the assistant hands a tip-off letter to a judge, claiming Leonardo has an inappropriate relationship. Soon, Leonardo finds himself arrested and thrown in jail. Caterina immediately sends him drawing paper with a note saying not to be afraid. With the paper, Leonardo feels a sense of calm wash over him, and he begins sketching for the other inmates. Fortunately, a relative of a banker in his cell appreciates Leonardo's work and manages to get him released. However, upon his return, the master considers kicking Leonardo out of the studio. He can't have someone with a tarnished reputation working alongside him, even though he admires Leonardo's talent. Keeping him around could jeopardize his ability to secure commissions, and he must consider the other artists relying on him as well. Leonardo da Vinci gets kicked out of the studio, losing his means of making a living. Just when he feels completely lost, he receives a commission from a banker to paint a portrait of his daughter for her wedding. The request is for a joyful expression, but Ginevra's face is filled with sadness, complicating matters for Leonardo. Caterina advises him to face reality. He's been kicked out and has a tarnished reputation. This is a rare second chance, so why make it harder for himself? She encourages him to just fulfill the employer's request. To thank Caterina for all her help, Leonardo helps her find a job as a nanny. The next day, they arrive at the employer's house, and Leonardo begins his work. Things turn out to be tougher than he expected. Ginevra looks completely unhappy, unable to show even a hint of a smile. No matter what Leonardo says, she remains cold, forcing him to focus on painting the background for several days without making any progress on her face. Finally, Leonardo catches a glimpse of a smile on Ginevra's face when her friend Bernardo visits. As Duke Ludovico Sforza's inspector, Bernardo is instantly drawn to Caterina, and Ginevra lights up as she rushes over to him. In that moment, Leonardo realizes that it's Bernardo she truly wishes to marry. After several days of hard work, Leonardo finishes the painting. When Ginevra sees it, she's speechless with excitement. Staying true to his vision, he captures her real self, a melancholic beauty holding leaves that symbolize Ginevra's family. For the first time, Ginevra reveals her true smile, but the banker is furious and cuts off the bottom part of the painting, refusing to pay Leonardo. With no options left, Leonardo turns to his father for help, but as an illegitimate child abandoned in his youth, will his father actually come through for him? This summary covers episodes 1 and 2 of the 2021 series Leonardo, showcasing the legendary life of Leonardo da Vinci. Stay tuned for the next episode. If you enjoyed this, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. See you next time. Bye.